let me preface and kind of preview this by saying I am by no means a fan or a big follower, really, of Andrew Tate. I've always been a fan of Christian Mickelson, Les Brown, key motivational speakers, exactly like Mr. Brown. And he's one of my personal favorites, actually, that I look up to. But the one thing that I really cannot tolerate, that I cannot stand when it comes to these types of things, is the narrative that's deployed, right? You guys know exactly what I'm speaking of. The narrative that's in the media that's been going the rounds and so on about this whole Andrew Tate situation for a while. It's just a harmful narrative to everyone who's involved. So when I look at things from a more structured perspective, from a kind of legal analysis, right? I don't like hearing the media narrative be spun in these different ways that it's being spun with this gossip and so on. So to clarify what I mean by that, because there's some key issues that need to be covered on the Andrew Tate case, is while I'm by no means a fan of Andrew Tate, okay, there's the story out there that's been going the rounds all the time, especially in CNN and elsewhere, that Andrew Tate was a big-time superstar who ran a Euro model agency for all these European models. He ran all of the camera networks, and he ran and did all of these different affiliated trafficking activities, with different European models and with cameras and on the movie set and things like that. And I just want to clarify for you folks, none of these stories are actually legitimate, are actually true, from what I've understood. And so I'm by no means sticking up for anyone. I think that this is more of a kind of cult following that someone like Andrew Tate, normally gets, right? Certain people love to follow this type of person. That's just how it goes. Again, so I'm not saying anything about him one way or the other on this, but the key issue is none of these reports are true. He never ran an actual, international Euro model agency, and he was doing all these tabloids and things with different models. No. I mean, that's, just more false allegations in the press. It's like saying that a guy who joined Brazzers.com, for example, okay, or myself or whoever, they join this ad agency network known as Brazzers, and they start recruiting a few affiliates to do different things with the affiliates. Models decide to sign, a contract with the website host. Let's say it's Brazzers or something like that. And I receive an affiliate check, or the person who decided to get into that kind of business contract for some reason, they receive an affiliate check. It's not actually that person who's running all of the different models, or talking to all the different models, or doing all these different things. So I wanted to clarify that. None of these reports about Andrew Tate being an international host of models from around the world are actually true, folks. Yeah, literally. These are made up stories. These are fictitious. From what I gathered and understood of what happened, he signed up with some different third-party websites, which typically there's certain people, in the internet world will sign up with these websites, guys and sometimes girls, I suppose, right? And that company, whatever that company is called, maybe it's Brazzers, maybe it's something else, Euromodel Online, whatever, is who gathered all of these people and started taking all of the photos and all the pictures and so on that they did. Now, obviously, from the legal documents that I reviewed, Andrew Tate actually went and took photos of certain people because that's in the legal record, right? That would have to be true. But again, were they affiliated with this online website, whatever this online website is? No. That's all I'm saying. All these salacious allegations and things that are in the press and in the media are actually proven to be false as it concerns Andrew Tate's situation, right? He didn't run any of these enterprises. If they found him as being the official webmaster or something for all of the so-called websites that are out there, then he certainly would play a role, but he didn't run all of these different, Euromodel, International Online or something like that. All he did, right, and this is what a lot of folks have been talking about, including my viewers, all he did was he signed up as a third party, apparently, to these actual websites. I don't know why he signed up, okay? That could be a different debate, different legal debate for another time, okay? But he signed up as a third party to access these specific websites that are run by someone. They're not run by Andrew Tate. But in the legal records, it shows, that he's still an affiliate. He's affiliated with these in some way and so on. So in that way, he needs to actually explain what happened, right? He needs to come forward and do a mea culpa with whatever in the world happened. But my point is, these agencies already exist, okay? You go to International Star Online, you go to the Digest, you go to the Tribune in the United Kingdom and so on. These places already all are putting out existing material all the time on actual models, international women, whatever. Paid actors, most likely. They're already doing all these things. So, and these are the companies that Mr. Tate essentially signed up with, from what I understand and recognize, to the degree I can recognize it in the legal records. So, if he's guilty of anything, it's of signing up as an affiliate with different companies who are already doing these activities, right? And that's a key factor that I think a lot of men out there and a lot of women as well would agree with. He's guilty of signing up with another existing company who is already doing all these things that they accuse Andrew Tate of doing. So I'm not minimizing anything about Andrew Tate. He's guilty, okay, of laundering funds. He's guilty of laundering cryptocurrency, is what's clear, okay? I can see that from the legal records and so on. But the media has created a kind of narrative, okay, in the world and in the press that is untrue. And so I have to kind of clear the air again. And I'm sure some of our viewers would most certainly agree. You aren't just guilty automatically by association. So if Andrew Tate, or anybody for that matter, signed up for International Euromodels as an affiliate and so on, that they decided to do certain things with them, great. As long as it was legal, as long as they weren't doing other things and they had the emails and so on to prove other things were going on, then okay. That's not the line of work that a lot of people like to take, but hey, it's free speech. They can engage in free speech. And again, it's not Andrew Tate who's actually in charge of all of these different modeling assignments, who's taking and signing all the receipts. So that's what I wanted to point out. The number two detail that I wanted to point out about how much this case has just been entirely overblown, right, is the media has painted a narrative out there that Andrew Tate was allegedly laundering all of the world's, they use terms like all of the world's different cryptocurrency markets or cryptocurrencies allegedly into his private accounts based upon these different websites. And to be honest, that's an interesting argument to make, but it would have to be made later in court, because how I see it, some of these sites are nothing except just a regular existing website. It's through a third party. It's like an affiliate. And Tate is basically in the background doing different emails and things. So again, is he really truly guilty of all the world's laundering of these different cryptocurrencies? No, I don't see any evidence of that. What I do see evidence is that, in this particular case, he laundered a huge amount of cryptocurrency that is his own cryptocurrency, allegedly, that he kind of brought into this whole thing, and he made a huge amount of money off of that. But again, what they are claiming is not that. They are claiming that all of these websites and enterprises, allegedly, so far, from what I've seen in the legal paperwork and in the narrative that's in the press, they are claiming Andrew Tate was literally meticulously running all of these different websites and so on, all over the world. And it has no basis in fact. It's not factual at all. So I'm just, I'm clearing up some key issues here. Yes, he participated in some things that are questionable. Sure. But again, he wasn't running these websites. Want to make that 100% abundantly clear. He was running his affiliate sites. He was doing things in the background with his email address, okay? And that's perfectly okay, all right? But he was also doing illegal things to hide and launder the money from the actual website he did run and that he owned personally, which deals with cryptocurrency. That's in the legal documents. That's proven. That's verified. But everything else that's been going on since this whole story began, as far as I'm concerned, in the press and in the media, is either a lie or it's been exaggerated to an extreme proportion. Because if you sign up with an affiliate company, you are not legally held responsible for all of the different things of whatever company that is. That's the reason that you see these companies set up all the time. They're run by someone, okay? But if you can't prove an actual full-fledged causal link with Andrew Tate running the whole thing, then you can't say, oh, okay, Andrew Tate was clearly running the international superstar model network of webcams and so on. No. That's absolutely not the case. Did he have links to these outfits? Was he involved in this? Absolutely. But they should report the actual true narrative, which is, yeah, he had links to it, but he did not run all of these different modeling agencies the way that they claimed in the press release. It's as simple as that. And that means he's guilty of a minimum mishandling funds, possibly laundering cryptocurrency and so on. But the other issues that they keep bringing up in the media, okay, are, as far as I can tell, absolutely untrue. And again, I always like to get more views and more opinions. So what is your personal thoughts and feelings about this case overall and the situation unfolding? Do you feel that maybe the narrative in the media truly needs to be addressed in some way, corrected? And again, that's why I'm doing what I do here. I appreciate it. Sound off in the comments. It's always a pleasure to be able to know, what people are really thinking about at this interesting time. Thank you again. By no means am I sticking up for Andrew Tate. I just want to make certain that I make that immaculately clear. But certain things on the record have been incorrect about this particular case and situation for a while. And so I am, as one might say, legally clearing the air, so the facts of the situation and the understanding get a lot more clear. Andrew Tate has threatened to sue the alleged victim for 249 million euros over the trafficking accusation. Lawyers representing controversial influencer Andrew Tate and brother Tristan Tate just sent a letter to the alleged victim threatening to sue her and her family for 249 million euros in a defamation suit. So very interesting, you know. If absolutely everything about this story was correct, there would be no reason to see news like this. And of course, they've attempted to block out, I guess, the video and what else was released on this. But I'm going to cover this for a moment, so thank you. Angels who are alleged to have helped run this porn ring. One is a model and the other a former head of police. Together, the alleged torrid twosome are known as Tate's Angels, the auxiliary of influence for Andrew Tate's empire. The revelations about the two women who were arrested along with Andrew Tate and Tristan came as a Romanian teen broke her silence and claimed Andrew Tate tried to reel her in when she was 16. Georgiana Nagel, age 28, Luana Radu, age 32, were pinched alongside the accused misogynist at their sprawling headquarters outside Bucharest, Romania. I check every message you have. Nagel in this case, is a U.S. citizen and reportedly a pen pal. Radu was a former police detective who found porn to be more lucrative, the Times of London reported. Radu had worked at a cop shop in the central part of Bucharest. When she quit the force in 2014, she claimed she had only $480 left. She discovered that easy money could be made in the business of porn, first in adult chat rooms and then in pornography itself. During the time she met Andrew Tate, who was reportedly smitten and hired the ex-cop to help run his burgeoning empire. In addition to raunchy hardcore images on her OnlyFans account using the name Ellie, Radu posted a slew of photos from exotic locales across the planet. On December 21st, she posted a photo wearing black undies. She tweeted, "I want to chat with you and tell you my secrets and show unrealistically hot videos." Nagel's social media footprint is tamer, with jet-set touches minus raunchiness. Now the two women are in jail, charged with helping Andrew Tate coerce and control more than 6 women who are alleged to have been forced to produce this filth. They are important parts of the crime that took place because they made sure that the women being held against their will did as they were told. Earlier, Andrew Tate stated in the video that 40% of the reason I moved to Romania was because of the laws are lenient there. I'm not a assault artist, but I like the idea of being able to do what I want, stated the self-styled self-help guru, who previously said women must bear responsibility for being assaulted. Romanian prosecutors stated the Tates and 2 women acted as an organized crime crew that recruited and exploiting women by forcing them to do these acts of porn and so on. Meanwhile, the Times also reported that Tate's luxury compound was swarming with 18 and 19-year-old men who were attending Hustlers University. Tate's Institute of Higher Learning report instruction on how to get rich with cryptocurrency. The women inside allegedly worked around the clock making these videos. Videos of the alleged victims generated $55,000 a month. And the people responsible were allegedly paid no funds or no money and so on. So this is more how I expected it to be, you know. They don't have any kind of evidence that shows Andrew Tate was running a specific Euro modeling agency or anything. All they had was OnlyFans. which makes it a little bit worse, right, folks? Um, because if all they had was OnlyFans and essentially one of these third-party affiliate sites where they sign people up to be doing camera work and things like that, then there's absolutely no causative trail to show Andrew Tate, was doing all of these things that they claim. But again, that's based upon some of the documents that are in court. He's also guilty, of course, depending on the laws of consent, he'd be guilty for having recruited some of them to sign up for these actual websites. Not Andrew Tate's sites, but whatever these websites were, including OnlyFans, when they were not of age. You can't say that he forced, but you can certainly make the argument that, yeah, he's guilty of getting some of them to sign up who never needed to sign up for anything similar to this. But again, that's not 10 years in prison. That's like a few months. So there's a huge difference between, now pointing that out again, folks, you got to be very careful with the media. There's a huge difference between he ran a few affiliate projects, with OnlyFans and with these other third-party kind of porn-centered websites to get certain people to sign up for it to make money or add more money to his cryptocurrency account. There's a huge difference between that, right, and Andrew Tate running an international Euro model agency, delivering all of these women and people, into this area in Bucharest and filming them publicly on camera and so on. Now, I'm not suggesting that maybe some of that didn't occur sometimes in some fashion. Okay? I'm not suggesting that at all. But what I am suggesting is if they were just for something like OnlyFans and so on, then these people were doing that of their own free accord in most cases. And the key thing that would have to be shown in court, again, which I pointed out, since the start, when this case started, is who signed up for what, and did anyone really coerce them in some kind of threatening way or so on to sign up, because those are the only ones that would actually be liable on Andrew Tate. If they were just advertising this and they were doing it in a manipulative way, that's horrible. But that's not actually a crime, ironically enough. And that, that's what I have to point out. The media narrative is talking about all of these things that they're saying, but again, Andrew Tate never actually ran a international Euro model agency the way that they say. He wasn't interviewing, dozens of women all over the world, and he wasn't the one running the website. Allegedly, most of the time, it was just this OnlyFans place and places that bear almost no mention because they're just third-party porn sites, essentially, that he shouldn't have been involved with. I'm not making any kind of excuses here that people shouldn't do this, at all. They most likely shouldn't have done any of this in most of these situations, right? But again, Andrew Tate's signature isn't on it. It doesn't show he was running it, and he doesn't own the responsibility for all these people who might have decided to sign up for these third-party websites. Who owns the accountability and responsibility for that, right? It's the webmaster, the owners of those websites, whatever Romanian websites they are, whatever chat room sites they are, whether they're on Yahoo or not. They're the ones who are actually responsible legally and accountable for whether or not when somebody signed up, it was inappropriate and all of this. So where are the names in the signature list for the people who actually run those websites? That's the only thing I'm saying, and I'm sure a lot of my viewers will tend to agree. The narrative that the media has created that is just so sensational about Andrew Tate now is really out there. It's gotten a little carried away. And we should remember Andrew Tate is he's involved in laundering cryptocurrency, right? He's still innocent like anyone would be until proven guilty. And again, it's not like he owns an empire of websites, as CNN and so on claim. He had absolutely nothing to do, okay, with nearly any of these websites, which is no surprise to me. And most of them were just OnlyFans, or they were just, browsers.com, or, xxxhub.com. They were just websites that are doing this anyway, whether Andrew Tate is there or not. And that's what I wish for you guys to take away from this. Be careful about sending out too many accusations against anyone, because it could come back. It could boomerang. And thank you once again. Alleged victims make shocking claims on live TV as they come out as family for the Tate brothers. Andrew Tate, misogynist influencer who allegedly stated he went to Romania from the UK because of the assault laws, makes a shocking claim on TV. Andrew Tate, a misogynist influencer who allegedly stated he went to Romania for the UK because assault laws are more liberal, was detained on the 29th of December by Romanian authorities on suspicion of human trafficking, they claim. Two of the 6 women, the Tate brothers' purported victims, recently came out on a television broadcast and denied the claims. Additionally, they asserted that the Tate brothers are family to them. Alleged victims state the Andrew Tate case is false. 2 of Andrew Tate's alleged victims have spoken out. Shocking. 2 of the 6 women who are the alleged victims of the Tates have come out on TV and stated the allegations are false and the Tates are their family. This case is now a running joke, they claim. They work for themselves and create TikTok videos and make a living. Alright, so yeah, one of the most important elements, is to confirm and vet allegations of whether the allegations contain substance or not. I'm not saying that some of these trafficking allegations are not important. They need to be fully investigated. But if all it was dealing with was places like TikTok, Instagram, Eurocams.com, and so on, that really has nearly nothing to do with Andrew Tate, does it? He's not this international Euro model chief executive as they have claimed, is he? Yeah. It's very interesting. Always let the true story get told. So those are my thoughts and short update on the overall Andrew Tate situation. I always welcome your comments, your feedback, and your personal views. So feel free to leave those down below. I feel the most important thing to remember is everything about this situation has been a little bit overblown since the beginning. And Andrew Tate is most certainly guilty of laundering cryptocurrency into certain accounts, things like that. As for a lot of the other allegations, those will have to be treated as they should be in a proper court of law, in whichever way that begins to turn. Thank you again. And if you enjoyed it, share, like, and subscribe.